you in Illinois and are wondering what is an as-is home sale? Well, we've got a few questions and we've got a lot of answers. We've got Aaron McCormick with the McCormick Law Firm, and he's here to answer some questions. So what does the Illinois real estate contract state about an as-is home purchase?
I'm glad you asked, Kathy. So the as-is section or paragraph of the contract starts at line 484 on page 12, paragraph 36. And it says this contract is for the sale and purchase of real estate in an as-is contract as of the date of the offer. And the buyer, when they initial this, is stating that they acknowledge that no representations, warranties, or guarantees with respect to the condition of the real estate has been made by the seller or the seller's agent, which in this case would be you if you're representing the buyer or whoever they're hiring to be the buyer's agent. At the buyer's expense, which is important to point out, they can hire a home inspector or any other professional that's licensed to come into the home and look at top to bottom, the mechanicals, foundation, whatever they want. With the seller's consent, it has to be mutually agreed to set up that inspection at a reasonable time. And so the biggest thing to point out here is in the event the inspection, it's in bold, and we give legal significance to this when it's in bold. In the event the inspection reveals that the condition of the real estate is unacceptable to the buyer and buyer so notifies the seller within 5 business days after the date of acceptance, this contract shall be null and void. Buyer shall not send a copy of the inspection report, and buyer shall not be obligated to send the inspection report to the seller absent seller's written request for the same. So send the report. Failure of the buyer to notify the seller or to conduct an inspection waives the buyer's right to terminate the contract under this paragraph. This contract will then remain in full force and effect, and buyer acknowledges that the provisions of paragraph 12 of the contract do not control and are not relevant to this. So there's also 2 additional paragraphs. Paragraph 11, which is you do not get to do an inspection, so you're waiving your inspection, which then also you'd want to have paragraph 36 initialed as is. Paragraph 12 doesn't apply because that's where you get to do an inspection and get to make a reasonable request based on certain conditions. That's what that says. There's also a common misconception that health and safety, I hear that a lot in my practice. It's not health and safety, it's as is. So you should not be making any request. The one caveat I would add is if it's something that's so outrageous or something that's such a terrible issue, probably every buyer is going to ask for it. And as a seller, if you receive that request, you might want to consider it because you might not want to lose the deal. But as a buyer, if a standard wear and tear or things that you signed for an as is, you probably shouldn't be asking for it because that's not in good faith and that's in breach of this contract.
Got it.